What's up, Giants fans? Welcome to a Week 7 Giants Hangout brought to you by Crestron. My name is Madeline Burke, joined as always by Russ Salzberg, Brandon London, and Jonathan Casillas. Guys, we got a lot of excitement coming off of Week 6. A win at home at MetLife Stadium over the Eagles on Thursday Night Football. The weekend was great, but we got to talk about, Brandon, Jackson Dart and Cam Scatterbo, the two rookies, really just taking this, putting it on their backs.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, these two kids have been exciting to watch, whether it be the on the field, the playmaking ability, and then the little dancing and some of the stuff, the antics that they do. I'll tell you what, the Giants fans have been thirsting for a quarterback like Jackson Dart, someone that can use his feet, make plays with his mobility, throw the ball down the football field, but also have a lot of swagger and moxie as well. So it's been fun watching these guys. You worry about a rookie hangover, but you worry about that when it comes. Right now, you just ride the wave of two exciting rookies.
Yeah, two exciting rookies, a great performance by the offense, a great performance by the defense, too, getting the first takeaway of the season from Philadelphia, Cordell Flotz with the interception. Casillas, as a linebacker on the crew here, I mean, how do you explain what we saw from this Giants defense? Really never flinched against Philly.
No, I think you said it. Look, Philly came out. Their first half play against the Giants was pretty spot on. They did what they wanted. Jalen Hurts looked good. Saquon Barkley first two runs was 30 yards. And after those first two runs, I was like, oh, man, it's going to be a long day. But it really wasn't. The Giants stepped up, as the game progressed on. Look, they're feeding off of these guys on offense, man. It feels different, guys. I don't know if you guys feel it, but it feels different. It looks different. I think the Carter, Abdul Carter, Scatterbo, Dart, like these young guys, man, they're ignoring the past. They're not stuck in the old, same old Giants. They don't want no parts of that. And no one else does either. They're like, we've had enough. We got a new guy running the show at Jackson Dart. He's creative. He's fiery. He doesn't give a F. And everybody feels it, guys, not just the offensive guys, the defensive guys, too. So you seeing these guys rally around their quarterback on defense.
Yeah, I like what you said, though, too. It's like this is a new group. This is a new energy. They're not feeling the negativity of the struggles of Giants teams past. And they're like, hey, we weren't there. This is our team. This is our unit. This is our journey. And Russ, I mean, when you look at the way they played on Thursday Night Football, especially considering there was a lot of next man up. I mean, Malik Neighbors out for the season. Darius Slayton didn't play with a hamstring injury. John Michael Schmitz went out early in the game with a concussion, yet they still got it done, Russ.
Yeah, not only did they get it done, but we always JC kind of brought it up here. They're playing complementary football, but they're also thinking complementary. I think the defense draws energy off of watching Jackson Dart and Cam Scatterbo. I believe it's that kind of thing. And you were talking about the defense, JC. Also, Kayvon has really come into his own. He is playing. He has taken it. No cliche intended, but he has taken his game to the next level. But I also think it's a combination of they're all complementing each other. Listen, Burns, Thibodeau, Carter. I mean, that's what to be excited about. And you have Dex in the middle. It's all, the hip bone's connected to the knee bone, the thigh bone. Yeah. It really is all that. But I think they're all drawing the energy. And you guys brought it up as well about people don't understand that when they talk about teams and histories. Of course, these new guys are part of the Giants' new history. But Jackson brought it up in a post game after they won. Like, yeah, we know that there's negativity, but that doesn't affect us. We weren't here for that. Let's go and move forward. And that's what it's about. I mean, they don't know what happened 10 years ago. They don't know who was on a team. They don't even know who was coaching 10 years ago. They were kids in school, so it's like, this is our team. This is our teammates. This is what we have. Let's move forward.
Yeah, and speaking of moving forward, the Giants are turning the page to Denver. They're heading to the Mile High City to play the Broncos in Week 7. Giants coming off Thursday Night Football, of course, so they've got a little bit of extra rest going into this. Broncos coming off a game in London against the Jets, in which they narrowly beat the Jets. But we did see the Broncos put 9 sacks on Justin Fields. This is a team that leads the league handily in getting after the quarterback. over 30 sacks, I want to say, so far at this point in the season. Casillas, when you look at what that pass rush brings, how do you protect Jackson Dart?
You got to attack the pass rush. You can't get into a situation where, third down is becoming predictable, where Nick Benito and company are just going to line up with that great cornerback out there and Patrick Surtain locking guys up on third and long. That benefits the defense. So how do you attack that? By winning on first and second down, having a solid run game, creating plays on first and second down to go ahead and make those third downs a lot more manageable, where those talented pass rushers in on Denver is not just pinning their ears back, and it's not one guy. It's not just Benito. Everybody's adding into the sack party, and you have to do a good job in attacking this offense, getting them on their heels early in the game. And that's the thing. The Giants have been doing that. Even New Orleans, of course, it didn't go well at the end, but early on, they were scoring points. The Giants were scoring points. The Giants were getting the ball down the field. The Giants were having explosives early in the offense. That's how you keep a defense on their heels. And if you consistently can do that, and you can run the ball, convert on third downs, red zone has been good for the Giants the last couple of weeks. The sky's the limit for them. It's more about what the Giants do, less about what Denver does. Of course, I think you got to protect the quarterback, but it starts on first and second down.
And also perhaps some of it too is keeping that run game going with not just Dart and Scadaboo, but maybe more Tracy too, Russ.
Well, yeah, but I don't know what we're going to see from Tracy yet. I guess, Madeline, we'll find out more tomorrow, just, how healthy he is. But I think, you're going to ride the hot horse. And, one thing about Scadaboo, there's a big difference, let's say, on going 2nd and 7 or 2nd and 6 as opposed to 2nd and 10 or 2nd and 9. When Scadaboo gets hit, he's driving that extra 1, 2, 3 yards. That is a significant difference in a running game. You can do that little screen pass as opposed to the 2nd and long all the time. And, we used to see that in the past, and we're not seeing that now. And that's why it's a lot more manageable. So I think, listen, I love to see Tracy, see more of him. But at the same time, I don't want to see less of Scadaboo. Right now, you ride the hot horse. He's giving you the energy. I mean, he's a Clydesdale with speed back there. I mean, he's just ramming through, and it's good to see, and everybody feeds off it.
He's like a pony size, though. He's like a pony
You're right.
size.
You're right.
Pony
Yeah. You're
miniature
right.
horse.
Yeah.
Dropping all these pony references going up against the Broncos.
Yeah.
I'm here for it. I'm here for it. And that man can get some yards after contact for sure. The offense seems like it's in good standing when Cam Scadaboo is on the field. But when the Giants defense is on the field, Brandon, what's the key to getting after Bo Nix and pressuring him and making sure that Broncos offense doesn't kind of get things going?
1 second, just to touch up on Jackson Dart and this offense facing the blitz. I think they did a great job against the Eagles. I think the Eagles was a great game to have going into a Denver with a Broncos team that blitzed Justin Fields 58.5% of the time. If you looked at the 2nd and 8s, the 3rd and 8s, they were built-in hot reads. Jackson Dart knew exactly where to go with the football. So that's something to look at going into this Bronco games. But to flip it and talk about the Giants defense and what they need to do to get after Bo Nix, stop the run. I know we said it's cliche, but Bo Nix didn't look good at all. He didn't look comfortable at all against a Jets defense that's the bottom defense in the NFL. So if you can pile up, stop the run, and now flip it and get Bo Nix in some 3rd and 8, 3rd and long pluses, now you're going to have a chance to kind of rattle him and force him to throw a football that he doesn't want to, because you're not going up against receivers like the Philadelphia Eagles receivers. No disrespect to Cortland Sutton.
Cortland Sutton's no slouch.
But he is not A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. I lived in Denver for 3 years. I got the most respect in the world for Sutty and how he bounced back after injury and still been able to put up 1,000 yards. But I'm okay leaving Paulson Odebo one-on-one with Cortland Sutton over I would leave him one-on-one on A.J. Brown.
All right. I'm here for it. We got a lot of excitement coming up in this one, Week 7, Giants Broncos. But before we look at this one's game any further, let's take a look into some trivia of Giants Broncos past. Russ, what do you got for us today?
Well, what do you know? What do you say, everybody? Well, let's talk about this. Back in 2005, at Giants Stadium, the Giants defeated the Broncos by the score of 24-23 on a touchdown with 5 seconds left. Name the 3 Giants who scored touchdowns in that game. Name the 3 Giants. And
2000.
well, go ahead. Name the 3 Giants.
I want to go Jeremy Shockey on one.
I'm going Tiki.
Well, no, Shockey, no. Tiki, yes. That's
Tiki.
one.
All right.
Plax? Was that?
Come on, you guys should
I
get
think
it.
Plax was there, yeah.
Oh yeah, no, not yet. What year? 2005.
Yeah, Plax is there.
Plax
Yeah,
was there?
Plax.
Oh,
But not is Plax one of them or no?
Yes, yes.
Oh, okay.
There you go,
Oh,
Plax.
We got one
All right.
more.
We got one
Ta-da.
more.
All right, so we got Plax, we got
has
Tiki.
to be a defensive guy.
No,
No?
Okay.
no, and you should know this.
Was it Brandon
Brandon
London?
He was-
We're writing in answers now.
You got Madeline, you should know this.
I should know
Was
this.
Amani?
Amani.
Yeah,
Yes.
Amani
Oh,
Toomer.
Monty
Yeah.
Toomer. Yes.
Yeah, yeah, there you go.
Now, the only one other Giant caught a pass in that game, which I forget who mentioned it. It was Jeremy Shockey, not a
There we go.
touchdown,
There we
but
go.
it was Shockey who caught only 4 Giants caught passes in that game.
I
Oh,
gotta
wow.
say, Russ, this week's episode of What Do You Know, What Do You Say? This might be a record time for us.
Yeah, I think so too. But since you're so good, and since you're a Miss Smarty Pants, who was the quarterback? Who was the quarterback for the Broncos that game?
For the Broncos,
For the Broncos in 2005.
Jake Plummer,
Who said that?
JC.
JC, you got it,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah, Jake Plummer,
Mhm.
yeah.
Jake Plummer. Very
Let's
good.
go. Let's go.
Look
We're
at us.
repping. Love that for us. All right. What do you know? What do you say? Russ always bringing the good trivia week in and week out. Speaking of trivia, another bit of trivia. Not really, kind of obvious. Giants Broncos, you think of Eli and Peyton Manning. You know, back in 2013, the Manning brothers, it was the 3rd Manning Bowl game, Eli versus Peyton, when the Giants played the Broncos. It makes us think, though, like some siblings in the world of sports. Who are some of the greatest sibling athletes that you can think of in the sports universe?
All sports?
All sports.
Well, I mean, boy, how about the DiMaggio brothers? Joe, Dom, and Vince. I mean, Dom played all his career with the Red Sox. Joe, of course, with the Yankees. Talk about a rivalry. I mean, Tiki and Rondé. Tiki and
Yeah.
Rondé
For
Barber.
sure.
Yeah.
Sterling
Two
Sharp
great
and
legends.
Shannon Sharp.
Yeah.
And baseball, there's tons of them. I can think of going back. The Alou brothers.
Yeah.
Felipe, Matty, and Jesus.
Yeah.
Dizzy and
Rudinet Odor and
Definitely.
Rudinet Odor. All the Rudinet Odors in baseball. There's a lot of them.
Yeah,
The
I mean-
Bosa brothers.
Football, the Joneses, Chris Jones. There was
Yeah.
another one, and then Bones Jones. Chandler Jones, Chris Jones, Chandler Jones, and then
Arthur.
Bones
JJ
Jones.
and TJ Watt.
Yep.
Yeah, JJ, TJ
How
Watt.
about Travis and Jason Kelsey?
I'll take
Travis and
that.
Jason Kelsey, right?
And of course, we got the Manning brothers. Was that 4 Super Bowl MVPs between them? Is that 4 Super Bowl MVPs? Or is it just 3? Because did Eli win? I mean, did Peyton win the second time around
Don't
for
recall.
Denver? Mm-mm. Oh,
Yeah,
so
they beat the Panthers, right? They beat the Panthers.
I got TJ and JJ Watt. I got them.
Said that.
With
Yeah,
Wisconsin guys. I got my McCourty twins.
Yeah.
Right? 4
Right.
Super Bowls between the brothers. And I want to throw in another pair of brothers from another sport that dominated their sport for a while. The Klitschko brothers.
Yeah,
Yeah,
very good.
Vladimir and Vitaly Klitschko.
okay.
They held the heavyweight titles for 2 whole years between the brothers.
There's one going on right now. I don't know how many of you are big hockey fans, but there's one going on right now currently. The Kachuk brothers, Brady and Matt. You know,
Mhm.
Matt's a 2-time. They just won the Stanley Cup the last 2 years. You know, with Florida, that's Matt and Brady plays in Ottawa. They were on Team USA in the 4 Nations tournament. So that's another good one. I mean, there's been a lot of sibling good
Yeah.
It's the Williams sisters.
sports.
Yeah,
Oh,
well, see, Pearson, your rundown said brothers, but the Williams sisters is a whole new. We got sisters in
Ah.
the chat. Let's go.
Well, here,
I
right
thought I
here.
put
They're
siblings.
definitely the greatest siblings for sure. Serena and Venus, you got 30 Grand Slam singles, 14 doubles. If I'm not mistaken, three gold medals for the Olympics. I mean, I don't think there's nobody really close to that doing the world, right? World renowned siblings.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they have to be top. Absolutely. Yeah.
World
But I'm
dominating.
thinking right here in our backyard. I don't know. A lot of y'all are Rangers fans, may even be Islanders fans. But what about the Devils, Jack and Luke Hughes? They get to play together on the same team.
That's dope.
Can't beat that.
Oh
That's dope.
yeah, and the other brother's a captain in Vancouver, Quinn Hughes. So that's
Yep.
yeah, that's a really good rival. You're right. Good job.
Dang.
Good job,
I like
Brandon.
it. I like
Go
it.
Devs. Let's go Devs.
You got the Antetokounmpo brothers, now 3 of them on the Milwaukee roster.
Anything
Three
to
of
keep
them on the
Giannis
same
happy?
team?
Yep,
That's
3
so crazy.
Antetokounmpos in one squad. Yanni
That's
Vowels
crazy.
and co.
That's so funny.
Dominating. Listen, the family ties are strong in this one. Love to see it. Giants Broncos week 7 Sunday 4 p.m. slate.
Mm-hmm.
Do a little over under before we wrap up this show. Broncos Giants over unders. Let's start with Jackson Dart. Over under 2.5 total touchdowns in the Mile High City for Jackson Dart. Casillas, what do you got?
I think 2 would have been a better number. I think he'd be at 2. So I'm going to go under 2.5. Nothing against him. I think Denver's defense is really good. Giants are going to have to take whatever they can get. I think the ground game is going to be a part of it. So maybe a little bit less of Dart, especially in the scoring areas. I don't know about the big plays happening against Denver's defense. So maybe some field goals, maybe not as many touchdowns for Dart. So I'm going under.
Russ?
I tend to agree. I'm just trying to visualize what I got to see last week. I think that Denver defense, Jackson's been wonderful out of making something out of nothing and scrambling and making something happen. I don't know if he'll be as good or successful at it this week against that team. I think he'll do well. I like the Giants this week in Denver, but I'm going to go with. Now, when you say touchdowns, you're talking pass or run, correct?
Yep. Either way.
You know what? I'm going to be brave and go over.
Let's go, Russ.
Ooh,
Let's go,
I like that.
Russ.
Like it, Russ.
I'm here
Like
for
it.
it. I'm here for it. Brandon, what you got?
I'm gonna be bullish in this market. I'm going over. I think there's
Okay.
plays. Look, Patrick Surtain is a great corner, but I think there are plays to be made against this blitz. And again, I feel like the Eagles game prepared him or is preparing him for this game. And then you got little Jordan Humphrey, who's going back to Denver. He's got a little chip on his shoulder because he didn't get the targets that he wanted out there. He and Jackson Dart got a little thing going. I'm gonna go over. I'm going to go over on this one. I think he throws for 2, runs for 1.
I think it
Ooh.
really depends on the type of game we see, right? If it ends up being similar to this Broncos Jets game we saw last week, where it was more of a defensive showdown, then clearly the under. But I do see the Giants scoring on the opening possession again in this one. So there's 1.
Points off turnovers. There's 2.
There we go. Okay, we're going bold. Let's swing for it. Let's hit the over on that one. I'm here for it. Let's talk about Wan'Dale Robinson. Brandon, as a wide receiver in the chat, I'm going to you on this first. Over under 6 receptions for Wan'Dale.
I'm going to go over on this one because he's got to be the security blanket. Again, we're talking blitz. We're talking getting the ball out of his hands fast, side adjustments, quick screens, orbit motions that you get you into like a jet sweep or something, which is a catch. A jet sweep is a catch. So I'm thinking they're going to find the ways to get Wan'Dale Robinson in space, and by doing that, you can shorten the throws by getting him little intermediate routes. I think this is going to be his day where he gets about 7+, 8+ catches. How many yards? I don't know, but at least 7, 8
Okay, all right.
catches.
Russ, what do you got?
Boy, I think it's right around 6, but the reason I'm kind of hesitant about going on the over is simply because I think Brandon, the guy we like a whole lot, I think he's going to have a big day is Theo Johnson. I think the tight ends are going to have a lot to do with this game. So I think it's right about the number at 6.
Yeah.
So I'm going with 6. That's
There
what
we
I'm
go.
going with.
The push.
Yeah.
Casillas, what do you got?
I'm gonna go, and I don't want to be a Debbie Downer. I just think that the game is going to go a little bit differently. And if I'm Denver, thinking on defense is like, who do I have to account for, especially on third down? I'm gonna put my focus on Wandale,
Right.
right? So I think with Russ, I think the tight ends will have a big game. I think Bellinger will maybe come into the fact a little bit more. The check down will be available a little bit more, and I think they're going to be right around 5 or 6. And Brandon, you talked about the jet sweep being a forward pass. I'm calling it a backwards handoff from underneath the center jet sweep. So it's going to be a run. It's going to take them from possibly 6 to 5. I don't know. I'm just making it up, guys. But I do think Wandale is going to be a integral focus for the Giants. But I think Denver is going to try to do a good job in taking him away.
Yeah.
Hey, Jonathan, repeat that again for me, because I need a Dramamine pill, because I got a little car sick on the way you were taking me with a backward and a forward and everything.
No, because he said a jet sweep is a forward pass, but it's only a forward pass from the gun, if I'm not mistaken, right, B?
Yeah.
Because if you're under center and you turn around, that's a run.
But
Yeah.
how often do we see Jackson Dart under center? He's almost always in the gun.
I got you. But
Oh.
maybe we might switch it up.
See what had happened was.
What had happened was I'm gonna kind of agree with you there though and take the under, not because I don't believe in Wandale, just because I believe that they're gonna be spreading the ball around. We're gonna see Theo Johnson involved. We're gonna see Cam Scatterboot, the Tasmanian Sun Devil, getting amongst it. And I think we're gonna see all of that. Because see this cat just is like, let me just make myself known in there. I like the fact that your cat is just showing that she agrees with me on that one as well. Taking the under on one. Okay. Defense, right? We saw the turnover chest used last week. Cordell Flott got one takeaway, put it in the chest. Over under half a takeaway, Russ, in week 7. What do you got?
Half a takeaway?
Yeah. So do we have 1 or 0?
Do the Giants have 1 or 0? I'll go with 1. I'll go with 1. Yeah, that's yeah. Let's give them a takeaway.
Riveting explanation there, Russell.
Well, no, I mean, because listen, that's a team. I mean, look, Jonathan, you play defense. I don't care what anybody says. Part of takeaways is luck. Part of it is being in the right place at the right time. I mean, what was a game a couple of games ago? I forget when Bobby Okereke had it. It bounced out of it, and Mahomes got it back. Yeah. I mean, so a lot of it on takeaways is luck. This is a good defense. I think the Giants can get 1. So I'll say yes.
Brandon?
I think it has to be the over, because I think they have to get 2 to win this football game, because you could get 10 points off of turnovers right there. You're going to need 10 points in a defensive battle, like we all agreed this football can be. Plus, Brian Burns is talking about not putting Jackson Dart in the position to where he has to play savior type football. So if you can give him a short field, that breeds that momentum, so the 2 rookies can kind of do their thing. So it has to be. I'm feeling it has to be the over. I'll take the over.
I'm with you. Yeah, I'm with Brandon. It has to be the over. That's the way the Giants win this game. That's the way you beat a Sean Payton, coach team. That it's always preaching takeaways, always preaching protecting the football. In order for you to mess that up, you have to take the ball away, right? Punching the ball out, getting your hat, on the ball when you're going for tackles, right? Holding the guy up, hitting a little Peanut Tillman punch, right? Yeah. I think the route to success is the Giants protecting the football and then also taking the football away from this Denver team.
Real quick, Madeline, for the group, for everybody, for the group chat. I think JC, since you're the defensive guy, I'm thinking the Giants defense is looking at this as a statement game themselves.
Yeah.
Like this you have to be in that meeting room, that defensive meeting room right now. Like, forget all the hype that's on the offensive side of the ball. With the rookie, you could get excited, then the next second a rookie can mess up. That's part of it. But if you're on the defense, the majority of the veterans are on the defensive side of the football. Yeah. The guys who are up for paydays and guys who are up for Pro Bowls and Defensive Player of the Years are on the defensive side of the football. So I'm thinking they're like, hey, this is our statement game to go into Denver, into that stadium, and to beat a Sean Payton coach team.
Yeah.
And listen, real quick, sorry, Russ, but like Dexter Lawrence, we all know how great he is, how he's getting doubled every game. We haven't seen the dominant game from Dexter. And I'm thinking in my head, like, I know it's coming. I think it's gonna come in Denver. He's a guy that, throughout his tenure, throughout for the Giants' his career, the Giants have been up and down win losses. He's been steady. He is the guy that you can count on, regardless of double teams. He just haven't had that dominant effort in any contest this year. I think it happens against Denver. He's the guy that's going to make the difference, like Brandon said, defensively for the
I would say
Giants.
though that Chargers game when he was double team, put a hand up, got the ball and ran it back, almost scored a thick six in that one. That was pretty. I mean, he's had some
Yeah, but
dominant moments, but you're right, not like
but the
whistle
whole
whistle.
body of work where we're just like, wow,
Yeah.
Dexter, like, whoa, like the whole game. Because I remember like watching the games with Paulatino, and I'm watching the first drive of the game, and I'm like, oh, he's going to have a great day today. We haven't seen that type of, okay, this is a Dexter game, which is he can do it at any time, even though it's four hands on him at all times. But I want to see that output because that's what the Giants need against a team like Denver.
Yeah, I agree with that. Also, Dexter and Brian Burns are your leaders on defense, and I'm sure they're talking to the entire defense. Oh, okay, we had a good game, but you know what? That was old news. Let's take care of business. Now we need something to build on. And just what you said earlier, we want to put Jackson Dart in a position where he's not, starting drives from his own 10-yard line. I agree with that. I think the defense, it is a statement game for them. I think that's the attitude that they're taking. Let's go and mean business.
And Brian Burns has been making his statement too.
Yeah.
He's second in the league with 7 sacks and counting already. The Giants are going to need to go in this one and say, hey, Thursday night football wasn't an anomaly. This is who we are. And Giants Broncos week 7 in Denver. We'll see how it rolls. That's a wrap for a week 7 Giants Hangout brought to you by Crestron. For Brandon London, Jonathan Casillas, and Russ Salzberg, I'm Madeline Burke. We'll see you next time.